Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of the the Bundesliga this evening for Bayern Munich versus Bayer Leverkusen. And while I've just seen that FC Cologne have beaten RB Leipzig, Bayern Munich's title rivals for this season. They've just beaten them 2-1 at home in the earlier kickoff. So all of a sudden, if Bayern Munich can win tonight, I think they've pretty much got both hands on the Bundesliga title. I think that means they will go 10 points clear. So it's a big game tonight all of a sudden. Bayern Munich could well and truly seal another Bundesliga title on our live stream tonight. Anyway, I don't mean officially, but they should do it. I'll be very surprised if Bayern Munich don't. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We're just about ready for the game to kick off in a couple of minutes' time, so do stay with us and do get in touch on our live chat page. You can see it on my right of the screen at the moment, so do click on there and send us some messages, and we'll read the messages out throughout the game. And do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've already got one message, which I think will be the topic throughout the game and at half-time as well, which is about the European Super League. And Greg Livingstone, who is a Manchester City fan, has put, have you seen that Chelsea have decided to not go into the European Super League? I hope my club that I love so much, which is Manchester City, that I love so much, I've not missed the game since 10 years old, do the same. I've not seen the news, but to be honest, I'll just have a look now. It's been a bit hectic just trying to get this stream ready, so I have missed the news in the last hour, I would say. Let me just have a look, but if that is true. So yeah, I'm just reading it's on BBC Sport website, and the headline is Chelsea and Manchester City preparing to withdraw from proposed competition. Chelsea and Manchester City are preparing to withdraw from the European Super League. Efforts to leave just come 2 days after both were announced as two of English clubs to sign up to the controversial new competition. Excuse me. I always sneeze when I'm live on air. The efforts to leave come just 2 days after both were announced as two of six English clubs to sign up to the controversial new competition. The European Super League has been widely criticised since being announced on Sunday. Around 1,000 fans gathered outside Stamford Bridge before their game against Brighton on Tuesday to protect their involvement. But there's no statement here at the moment from the club, but it looks as though Chelsea and Man City will be the first to try and leave these plans. But if you ask me, I don't care if you pull out now and go, yeah, we don't want any involvement. This was a bad idea. I still think they should get punished because they still signed the piece of paper to say, yes, we want to be part of the European Super League. So if I was the Premier League and UEFA and FIFA, I'd still punish the clubs that even want to pull out now because, okay, it's great they have seen some light and have looked at it and think, this isn't going to work. But you can't just leave the Premier League and then come straight back. It's no different to someone cheating on their wife or cheating on their husband. You can't just think, I've made a big mistake, can you bring me back in, bring me back home? And it's like, well, I have to think about that. Because how can you trust these clubs? How can you trust Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea, especially the two clubs who have decided to just come back in all of a sudden? How can you trust that? I don't get it. Anyway, the game is about to kick off here at the Allianz Arena. Let's talk about a team that actually had no interest in being part in the European Super League, and that is Bayern Munich. And it was actually them and Borussia Dortmund that rejected to join the European Super League. So we're just getting ready for kickoff, and it'll be Bayern Munich to kick off the game. Ooh, hang on, live chat page just disappeared. There we go. And the game has got underway. Let me just... Oh, where's my first half clock gone? There we go. So, if you're wondering what the starting lineups are, Do check the scroll text below. So those are the starting lineups for Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. I can read them out for you if you like. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich have got the ball only inside the box at the moment. So here's the lineups. So just as I say, there come Bayern Munich now with Pavard on the right wing, tries to get the cross in, takes a deflection and is looking for Musiala, who scored 2 goals back on the weekend to beat Wolfsburg back on Saturday. Ball comes in and Leverkusen have made the clearance. They're actually playing in white tonight, I think, not in black. Let's have a look then. So Manuel Neuer's in goal for Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich as always. In defence you've got Pavard, Boateng, Hernandez and Alphonso Davies. Then you've got 2 in front of the defensive line of Kimmich and Alaba. Then 3 in front of them in the midfield of Coman, Muller and Musiala. And up front on his own as the centre forward is Choupo-Moting. And yeah, Choupo-Moting of course ahead of Lewandowski, because Lewandowski is still injured. He's not available on the bench tonight. For Bayer Leverkusen, they've gone for a 3-4-2-1 formation. So you've got Radecki in goal. In defence, there's 3 defenders of Tapsoda, Bender and Tar. And then you've got 4 in front of Sink, Greven, Palacios, Aranguez and Frimpong. And then 2 in front of them of Bailey and Diaby. And then up front on his own, number 14, Schick. Anyway, here come Bayern already. They're trying to look for the first goal of the game. It's with Coman. He's got it in the box. He tried to pass it to Kimmich, but it was intercepted by the Bayer Leverkusen defence. And now it's with Pavard near the halfway line. Let's read more of your comments. Greg Livingstone says, "Thank God my club has left. I have no idea why the owner of my club decided to say yes in the first place. That's it going down. ESL say to people, big teams go out like Man City, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid." We've also got Guellimer. Hello Guellimer, hope you're well. I remember you from the MLS watch along that we did back on Sunday, which was for the Inter Miami LA Galaxy game. Hope you've recovered from that. He says, glad you're all doing German football since they understand how to run a proper league. Well said. Completely agree with you. I love it. I absolutely love it because of just the fact that they have all the clubs ran 51% by fans. I absolutely love that. And that means stuff like the Super League, when they approach them, they can say no to it straight away if they are trying to think best in terms of the fans' interest. While sadly in the Premier League, all the clubs are ran by, most of them by foreign owners, and get final say in whatever the club does. So I think this is an alarm, because if English teams don't want this to happen, especially the fans, and the UK government don't want this to happen, and UEFA and FIFA and all the governing bodies involved and the FA, then this is why we should change the structure of ownership in football in my eyes. There's too much money in football, especially in the Premier League. The Premier League's worth a lot of money. And despite how much it's worth, all the top 6 don't want to... Bayer Leverkusen have a shot and it's deflected. And Alphonso Davies will make the clearance and it will go out for a throw-in to Bayer Leverkusen. But yeah, I've been to Germany to go and watch football. I had a weekend out in Germany, which on the Friday we went to go and see Schalke play on a Friday night. Then on the Saturday we went to go and see Hertha Berlin play Dortmund. And then on the Sunday we went to go and see Mönchengladbach play against Freiburg. And the tickets were easy to get. Got them straight from the club website, so you knew the tickets were real. They weren't fake from resellers or from websites like Viagogo, which I'm not saying they're not a safe website, but you don't know what you're buying. You're just hoping that the tickets do work for you on the day of the event that you go to. But yeah, I think it's great. and the tickets were cheap, and you could drink beer in the stands. You could literally talk to locals, and they would make sure you'd had a good time as well. I'm not saying we wouldn't do that in England, but I'm just saying that, you know, you get more out your money. And I think people should look at the German football structure, and that's why they said no to the European Super League, because they believe in the fans. They don't care about money all the time. And look at German football. At least German, you could go on and say the Premier League has been successful. Well, our England national team has still won nothing since the World Cup in '66. Bayer Leverkusen come into the box, and Neuer deals with Bailey, and that was a big run by Bailey. He got past his man. I think it was Pavard, but Neuer was able to be there at the right place at the right time, as he most of the time is when he opens up his sweeper keeper moves. And so, yeah, Bailey did well with the ball coming in, but he was... Ooh. Now, they're showing a replay here. Did Boateng make a tackle from behind on Bailey when he fell down, or did he trip himself up? I didn't see much contact in there from Boateng. Anyway, the game's back underway, so there's no fouls given by the referee. So it's Bayern Munich with the possession, midway in Bayer Leverkusen's half. Let's read more of your comments. Greg Livingstone has got in touch again and says, Jamie, agree with you that team's pulling out. Oh! Shot save. Boateng, he scores. Choupo-Moting, 1-0. And that didn't take long, did it? And already we've got a goal in this game. And Bayern Munich, well, I'm sure they saw the scoreline at FC Cologne and RB Leipzig. But there you go, 1-0 to Bayern Munich. And it's Choupo-Moting who scores. It was the first kick came from Mull. It was saved by the goalkeeper, but Choupo-Moting scores from the rebound, and the goalkeeper was on the ground when it happened, so he had no chance of denying them the second shot on target. Bayer Leverkusen already trying to go for an early equaliser. Throwing for Bayer Leverkusen. If you just joined us, it's 1-0 already to Bayern Munich. Ball's in the box, and I think it's gone out of play for a goal kick for Bayern Munich. Let's read your comments. Greg Livingston, Deride G says, How Channel. If you're wondering what the game's being shown on in the UK where I'm watching it, it's on BT Sport 2. Don't know where you're from, but that's why I'm watching it on, if that's how you want to try and watch the game. Greg Livingstone says, Jamie, why do the English teams do what the German clubs do, which is ownership, where a rule called 50+1, where clubs are owned 50% of fan, that's why the most hated club in Germany is Red Bull Leipzig. I think it's too late. I think it's an idea that every league should have to make football for everyone. But I don't know the side of ownership in football, but from what I've seen, I just think the way I see it is that it's too late. Because these owners now own the clubs, They're not going to just walk out. We've seen clubs have protests against them in the past with fans, like we had with Gillette, who owned Liverpool. The Glazers have had all sorts of protests against them, but yet they don't care. They don't give a shit, do they? Let's be honest. They'll carry on doing what they're doing because they've got the power, and that's all that matters. Money is power, and they won't give up so that the club can change to 51% fans. The only way you can probably do it is if the government get involved, but then again, I don't know if that's legal, if they could just do that and just tell business owners to leave the company and then let someone else take over. I don't think it works like that. So this is what I mean. I need to read more about how Germany did it. There is a good book about it. I'll have to try and find it on Amazon for you folks if you want to maybe buy the book. I don't know the author, so I'm not promoting the book or anything, but I have been meaning to try and buy it, and it's about how football is ran in Germany, which I think right now is a very, very relatable book to read, which I still need to get, and I might buy a copy after this. Definitely some interesting reading. I'll send you the link, Greg, when I'll have a look in a minute. He also says, because they're owned by Red Bull, which is a company, big global company. Yeah, Leipzig aren't that liked. But Greg, if you think about it, Leipzig are like Man City. They've put money into the club, lots of money into the club, and have put it as a project to see if they can compete. And look at them, they are competing. They're competing right at the top. And whether you like it or not, Greg, and you've been a fan since you were 10. I don't know how old you are, but that says to me you've probably been a fan for a long time. But Man City's no different. They got rich owners to come in, put money into the club like Chelsea did with Roman Abramovich, and have spent big to make them who they are. Which, look, if it helps them become successful, then it's clearly a smart investment, but it's just that advantage over lots of other teams that don't have that ownership and have those funds to get the best players in the world. Guillemer says, to be honest, Champions League are private in Tahiti hurt the former UEFA Cup. It segregated Eastern Europe at the start of the 90s. It's just more of the same. Yeah. Oh, hang on. There's a shot here for Kimmich. Kimmich has scored right inside the box with a lovely strike with his right boot. And Bayern Munich are running away with this. We've only had 13 minutes. Oliver Kahn applauds Kimmich for the goal in the stands. And Bayern Munich are already 2-0 up here at the Allianz Arena. Kimmich adds to Choupo-Moting's opening goal. It was a cross into the box, came off one of the Bayer Leverkusen defenders, and it was just a free shot for Kimmich at goal, and he had no problems there. Bottom left corner of the net. And Bayern Munich already looking like they're going to get all 3 points here on the day where Leipzig lost away at FC Cologne earlier, which really, it looks as though Bayern Munich are very close to that Bundesliga title. And the Bayer Leverkusen goalkeeper's not happy about that. No one wants to concede 2 goals within 12 minutes or 13 minutes. Do get in touch on the live chat page, folks. The live chat page is shown right here on our screen, so you'll be featured if you message us on there. Let us know your thoughts on the game, or even the European Super League. Let us know, and tell us who you support as well and where you're from. Here comes Coman. I wouldn't be surprised if they get a third goal. It's so, for the Bayern Munich fans, I think they'll be still gutted, and they'll still be hurt by losing that Champions League game last week to PSG, because I think if they did have Lewandowski available, I don't think they would have lost, because they had so many chances against PSG, but they just couldn't finish them. And that's when someone like Lewandowski up front could just win you the game and could be the difference. They just weren't clinical enough while PSG were. And I still think Bayern Munich would have been favourites to win the Champions League if they had beaten PSG, not Man City. But I would have said Bayern Munich just because they've won it. They've won it recently. Here's Thomas Muller. On to Musiala. Musiala, only just a kid, but he's He's feeling like he's at home at Bayern Munich at the moment, the way he's playing. And here come Bayer Leverkusen. Quarter of an hour gone. If you've just tuned in, you've missed 2 goals already for the hosts. Choupo-Moting on the 8th minute, and then on the 13th minute, Joshua Kimmich doubling the lead. It's now with Musiala. Now Coman. Sorry, let's read your comments. Greg Livingstone says, would you prefer relegation or do you like how the MLS works the way it is? And he's asking Guillermo that. And Guillermo says, MLS is owned by these same people who are now trying to kill the Champions League. MLS is not going to have promotion/relegation, but it would be a great thing for smaller markets like Utah. But yeah, it's been a thing for ages. It's always been that question of, you know, why doesn't the MLS try and have promotion and relegation? Let's not forget, a majority of these owners, for the English clubs at least, are American. And I'm not saying they don't. I mean, they don't understand football in my eyes from the structure, and they're going towards that, aren't they? Where most of the clubs are protected, regardless of how they perform in the season. It just seems wrong. If you finish last in the European Super League, then what are you fighting for? You're just going to end up. You're just going to end up having no motivation because you don't have to get relegated. This is why promotion and relegation works in football. It is the most dramatic thing in football, and that's why I can't support the European Super League, because there's not an opportunity for anyone. It's just for the clubs who are the founders of the European Super League. From what I've seen so far of this structure, I just don't think it's good. I'm a Manchester United fan, so a lot of people could think I should be happy that my club probably going to make a lot more money and can probably buy better players with this. But I like how football was before the European Super League was suggested. But I think, you know, these American owners grew up with sports that don't have promotion or relegation in America, so they're clearly sticking with that structure because they're used to it. The NFL doesn't have it, the NBA doesn't have it, the MLB doesn't have it. In case you're wondering, NFL is American football, NBA is basketball, and MLB is baseball, and MLS is no different. MLS doesn't have promotion or relegation, which is of course the soccer in America. And I'd love to see it happen in America, where someone in those companies, those organisations, somehow challenge the old system and actually go, let's bring in promotion and relegation, see if it works. And, you know, all these teams that are below the MLS, we don't hear about them because they're not in the limelight, and they never will be because they can't get promoted. So that's when I wouldn't ever be fussed about playing for those clubs or even supporting those clubs, because you can't progress. Even when your team is playing really well, you can't get to the top. It just doesn't work for me. I'm from a background where we've always had promotion and relegation, and it's always been great to see in football. Or Musiala has just had a shot, takes a deflection, and the goalkeeper comfortably picks it up. It was outside the box, but he would love to add to his goal tally from last weekend when he scored 2 goals against Wolfsburg. But here come Bayer Leverkusen. They need a goal back. Shot straight at Neuer. Not a bad effort, but Neuer was able to get down to it and make the save with both of his hands. And Hansi Flick just makes the signal to the Bayern players to just calm down. You're 2-0 up. Don't lose this lead at home. And it's only been 20 minutes. So Bayern Munich 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0. Goals coming from Choupo-Moting to start it off. And then Joshua Kimmich to double the lead. Let's read some more comments. Gualama says, don't they say Munchen in Germany? Yes, they do. Bayern Munchen. It's on the badge as well, that the Munchen. So it's not Munich, it's Munchen on the Bayern Munich badge, as you've probably noticed on the scoreboard below me. Greg Livingstone says, Jamie, I agree what you said. Teams are pulling out of European Super League should get punished. I'm happy my team is not in it anymore, but I feel they should be heavily punished. Still won't forget what they've done. I don't know if they have fully pulled out yet. I mean, I'll say this now, Greg. Even if they say they can pull out, I think apparently Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, and who's basically in charge of the Super League, I think they've got paperwork in place so that they can't pull out. It's not that simple. So it's just going to get more and more complicated. I think it's pretty simple what's going to happen. This whole thing will go to court. It'll go to the courts. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not an expert in all this. I'm not a lawyer or anything. But it's going to go to court. And it's whether or not Super League can happen, basically. Because there's a lot of things in place in the contracts with these clubs, with UEFA and the Premier League and La Liga and all that as well. So, you know, the fact that La Liga and Premier League have condemned this, so have UEFA and FIFA, it's going to be a long process. So I'd be very surprised if there's a Super League coming anytime soon, if there is to be one. Here comes Leverkusen, only to be intercepted. Bayern Munich have the ball. RR Teach says, big fan from India. Hello, RR Teach, hope you're well. Which team do you support? And great to see you're a big fan. Are you a Bayern Munich fan? Or Bayer Leverkusen? And who's your favourite player? Let us know in the chat page. It's now with Pavard. If you haven't already as well, folks, do subscribe to the channel. If you're enjoying this stream, we'd love to get some more subscribers. We're hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next few of our streams. Cool, man. We're not far away now. We're in the 800s. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. Alfonso Davis. Musiala. Musiala is so good to watch. I like his confidence. Kimmich. Here's Diaby. Diaby's been a great player for Bayer Leverkusen, especially in the last couple of years. Actually, I just remembered the last time these two teams met at the Allianz Arena was in November 2019, or was it December? I think it was either way. It was end of November, start of December time, and Bayer Leverkusen beat Bayern Munich in a time when Bayern Munich looked as though they were going to give up well, not give up, but they were struggling in the Bundesliga. It was very interesting. Here they come now, Bayer Leverkusen, because they need to get a goal on the scoreboard. No good with that one. It's with Schick, the centre forward. Pavard wins the ball back, and then the ball rolls past into the hands of Neuer. And Bayern Munich 2-0 up just as we reach 25 minutes. And if you've just joined, the goal scorers so far have been Choupo-Moting and Joshua Kimmich, just before 15 minutes with both of those goals. Do subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate your support. We're a very small channel, so we're obviously trying to get as much support as we can. So do subscribe to the channel and give the stream a like. Let's read more of your comments. Greg Livingstone asks, why don't the MLS do the way the Bundesliga do, where the third bottom team goes into a playoff, where they play winners of the Bundesliga 2 to play the third bottom team in a two-legged match? I just wish the MLS would just consider making a change of the structure, and I think people would find the MLS more interesting in that way. I don't think the MLS will never get that respect in Europe. We just... I like the MLS. It's that for me, it's an excuse to watch more football. Oh, shot deflected, had to go over the crossbar at the end, and it was Alaba. He's won a corner though, because Hardecki couldn't keep the ball in play to avoid a corner. So corner here for Bayern. Joshua Kimmich makes the signal. It's a short one, flicked over past the goal, but it's found none of the Bayern players, and it's gone back into the centre circle. And it's gone all the way back to Manuel Neuer in his own half. So that was a wasted corner for the hosts. But yeah, with the MLS, I just think... I just would like to see them make a change of the structure. I still like the MLS, regardless of what their structure is, but... it's an excuse to watch football, but I think it would be better if they had promotion and relegation. But again, I would say that because I'm brought up in an area in the world where we like promotion and relegation. We're used to that structure, while the Americans aren't. Guillermo says, not only do the teams not get promoted, the players have a nil chance of getting noticed. MLS is not playing a meaningful cup game against lower divisions that can catch the imagination of the public. See, that's another good point. At least in the FA Cup and the League Cup in England, of course League Cup is well known as the Carabao Cup in England, is the fact that you do get those chances for small teams to play against the big teams, and I think it's a shame you don't have that in the MLS. Why can't they at least do that if they can't have promotion and relegation? It's a great opportunity, as you say, for players that aren't well known to maybe get a contract somewhere else. We got Shaheem Jahad. Hello, Shaheem. Hope you're well. Says he's a Bayern Munich fan from Bangladesh. What's the weather like in Bangladesh today? I bet it's warm. Normally is, isn't it, in Bangladesh? Who's your favourite player from Bayern Munich as well? Greg Livingstone says, yes, but if it does go to court, Man City, I've got the likes of FIFA, UEFA, the Premier League to back them up. That could help. What do you mean, Greg, as in they'll back them up? I can't see how the Premier League, FIFA and UEFA... They shouldn't back Man City. They shouldn't back Chelsea in court because they tried to pull out. They shouldn't. You shouldn't give anyone the satisfaction or a time of day because they were willing to leave your organisation, your league, to go to another one. I'm not saying they should be abandoned from the Premier League, Man City and Chelsea. I'm just saying that they should at least get punished. And I don't think FIFA, UEFA and the Premier League should back them if they go to court. They should still say to them, no, you were willing to cheat on us and leave us. Why should we have you back? People need to realise that even if we don't have a European Super League, there's so much damage done from this. And it could ruin football forever. I hope not, but it could. And there won't be any trust there for these big clubs until these owners go. And I mean all of them. The Man City owner, the United owner, the Liverpool owner, the Spurs owner, the Chelsea owner, and the Arsenal owner. I don't care what they've done for the club. They clearly don't care about the fans. Because they were willing to sign up to this. Shaheem says Manchester City and Chelsea removed their name from the UEFA Champions League. Oh, did they? I'd imagine all 6 teams did from England. And if you're doing that, you're asking for a funeral, aren't you? Oh, shot on target there for Bayern Munich, but it's straight at the hands of Hradky. And Grellimer says, because MLS is a monopoly, and until someone makes it political makes political moves, it will not change. And yeah, it probably never will. MLS has been around since '96. But maybe someone needs to create a new league with the MLS and do a Super League there. No, I'm only joking. Like I said, I like the MLS. You know, I'm a fan of it because it's, you know, to me it's another football league. But it's just the structure that's always made me not fully understand it. And I think that's why a European audience won't get behind the MLS, because it's not our culture. Anyway, back with the game. It's 2-0 to Bayern Munich at the moment. And we've reached 812 subscribers. Thank you very much to whoever subscribed. It's annoying because YouTube doesn't always tell me who has subscribed. So feel free to put it in the chat page if you have, and then I'll read it out. So thank you. Really appreciate it. Back with the game. Bayern Munich on the right wing. Now with Alaba. Boateng. Hernandez tried to go with a long, low ball into the box, but instead it's straight to the feet of the Bayer goalkeeper. Hernandez, I rate him. I like him. Let me just find out the FC Cologne game. That did surprise me. I didn't think they'd beat them. So I've just seen the news now. It has just come in that Manchester City have withdrawn from the European Super League. And it look, as in, I think that's official, and it looks as though Chelsea are willing to do it as well. So that's the latest according to BBC Sport. So it just says, I'll read it here, Manchester City have withdrawn from the European Super League, and Chelsea are also preparing to do so. Efforts to leave come just 2 days after both were announced as two of English clubs to sign up. Apparently it is not clear how easy it is or how binding the contracts are. I mean, they straight away mention that the members of the Chelsea board were very worried about the reputational damage that's left them. We've actually got words here from a former Chelsea player. You might remember him, Pat Nevin. He apparently spoke to the radio stations today, and he said, I'm not even mildly surprised. It didn't look like Chelsea wanted to get on that train, but they didn't want to be left at the station. I don't think these clubs were prepared for anything. This seems like utter panic from a set of clubs. I think this is the first break that falls, and then we are back into something like normality. Chelsea wanted to move. Oh, shot there. Good save by Neuer. Sorry, no, from Heidke. And somehow it's still just 2-0 to Bayern Munich. That was a long-range effort. Great chance for Bayern Munich to go 3-0 up. And then the goalkeeper for Bayern rolls the ball out to the left back. But Bayern Munich hungry for more goals, despite the early two that they've got. It's now with Diaby. Now Bailey into the box. Anyway, I was just reading what Pat Nevin was saying. That's, of course, Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 63% of possession. Bayer Leverkusen with 37%. And look at the shots total. Munich with 12 and Bayer Leverkusen have only had the 2. So the stats say it all. And the cross comes in for Bayern and it's straight at the goalkeeper. I think it was Pavard with the cross from the right-hand side. No, it was actually Kingsley Coman. Yeah, it says Chelsea wanted to move to a stadium a few years ago. Fans weren't having it. The club, instead of pushing it through, said we were wrong. They can change, they can adapt. It's gone now, dead in the water. It is that big because the other clubs would look a bit silly without them now. This is the thing, like what happens now, is it just going to be Manchester City and Chelsea that pull out? Or will it also, will we also see the other clubs pull out? Now, according to our live chat page, Shaheem has said that Chelsea is also in discussion to remove the name from the European Super League. But he's also said that Manchester City and Atletico Madrid, well, we haven't mentioned this team yet, Atletico Madrid, they, of course, put themselves... Did they put themselves in the European Super League? I don't know. He says they've removed their name from the European Super League. That's interesting. That Guillermo says a top Mexico, Argentina, Brazil and MLS team would create a great All-Americas football league. This is the thing. I mean, in Europe, we don't talk about South American football at all. Again, I remember some of you mentioned the other night, let's get some South American football going on this channel. I'm for it. Definitely for it. I like football in general, so any football that you guys want to see on the channel, do tell us and suggest it, and we'll definitely try and cover it. Not much has really happened for Bayer Leverkusen, if anyone's wondering. They've had a couple of shots in total, that's what the stats say, but that's it really. Bayern Munich have completely controlled this game. We've got 8 minutes left until half-time. We'll talk more about the European Super League at half-time. Here's Musiala. Couldn't make the shot because he lost the ball in the box. Now with Bayer Leverkusen, they've got the ball in their own box at the moment with Sint-Graven. Now with Palacios. Bayern Munich have the ball on the halfway line. But yeah, FC Cologne getting a big win over RB Leipzig today. 2-1 they won in the earlier game. And it was Jonas Hector who got both goals. 46th minute and on the 60th minute. Now here's Musiala in the box, and I think he was meant to try and cross it, but instead it looked like a shot because it's gone straight to the goalkeeper's hands. I think Choupo-Moting's just made a foul there, and it's going to be a Leverkusen free kick. Let's not forget the Leverkusen in 2002. They got to the Champions League final. Let's not forget. But then they lost to Real Madrid, sadly. But they had a good team in the early 2000s. They had Dimitar Berbatov up front, Michael Ballack in midfield. Some good names there until they moved on and then went to... Well, I think Michael Ballack, he went to Bayern Munich. And then he moved to Chelsea in England. And so did Berbatov, going to Spurs and then going to Man United. Alphonso Davies has done well there to defend the ball and keep the possession for Bayern. Sorry about that, folks. I'm just trying to figure out my webcam at the moment because it just seems as though it's a bit out of sync with my mic. Which, it's a new webcam that I've had for only a week or two, but it's it's a bit annoying. Oh well, that should do it, hopefully. About 5 minutes to go until we reach half time. Bayern Munich 2-0 up. Of course, if you've just tuned in, Greg Livingstone saying, and F1 thought they would get a 2-year transfer ban because I'm a City fan. I thought they were going to get banned. Well, that was the thing. It was a big. I remember when that came out. It was big news. But to tell you the truth, I never expected it to come through, that transfer ban, because they've had threats like that with other clubs in Europe before, and then it never happened. So that's why I didn't expect City to get it, and they didn't. So I wasn't surprised. Greg Livingstone also says, hate to say this, but when I heard City removed the form, the ESL form, I was crying because that has some sort of saved English football, and I'm happy. It's quite interesting. My mate Seb, who you've seen on our watch-alongs here on the channel, especially with European games, he sent a message saying about this European Super League, saying it's like the Cold War with no real conflict, but a lot of underlying leadership consequences, all from threats and words. Terrific scenes. So there's loads of comments. I have a group chat with the people that are involved with the chat, and there's loads of messages coming through about the Super League. It's the only thing we've been talking about since the Super League was announced on Sunday, and that was a great chance for Bayern Munich to go 3-0 up. But yet again, the Bayer goalkeeper has made a stunning save against Alaba's free kick. He tried to get it in the top right corner of the net, but the goalkeeper has made the save. And it's a corner coming up for Bayern Munich. Kimmich to take it, and the header from Pavard. It's going to be a throw-in for Bayern Munich here. Boateng to take a bit of a run up to make a long throw-in into the box. Does so. And it's only to be cleared out by Leverkusen. Hernandez wins the loose ball on the halfway line against his opponent. And after all, that's gone back to Neuer. Bayern Munich 2, Leverkusen 0. Long ball out onto the left wing. No one there. And it'll be a throw-in for Bayer Leverkusen. About 30 seconds to go until we reach half-time. And Bayer Leverkusen have had moments of trying to break through that defensive line of Bayern Munich, but they just can't do anything about it. And I think really as time goes on, Bayern Munich will probably make sure they get a third goal just in case. Or ball comes through to Musiala. Couldn't get there in time against the Bayer goalkeeper. Does well. And after that, they don't have any added time from the fourth official because it is half time at 45 minutes. And a great first half for Bayern Munich. Exactly how Hansi Flick would have liked to have seen them respond. So goals from Choupo-Moting and Joshua Kimmich within the 7th and 13th minute separates the two sides at half-time. And a good start for them. And this is exactly what Flick would have wanted to have seen after probably, I'm sure he would have noticed that in the earlier game today in Germany, that RB Leipzig did lose against FC Cologne. So if I get the table up, well, as in I'll look at it and see what. I'll shut up. I'm just looking at it on my laptop. So Bayern Munich, if as things stand, if they win today, they'll go 10 points clear with 6 games to go. So they should do it, shouldn't they? 10 points ahead with 6 games to go. Yeah, they should do it. No problem. I would say if they win this game tonight. It was over before this game, I thought, but I think Leipzig have just made sure that Bayern Munich can cement it a little bit earlier than some would have expected a few weeks back. So yeah, I forgot to change the text saying it's half time. There we go. Oh, no, it's not full time. So yeah, half time between Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. We'll talk more about the European Super League in just a moment. And we'll read more of your comments. So if you haven't yet, do get in touch on the live chat page next to the stream. And we'll read out your comments. And of course, they'll be featured on our screen here. And if you haven't and you're enjoying the stream, do subscribe. We're currently at 812 subscribers. We'd love to get it up to 815 before the end of the stream. So we'd really appreciate your support. Let me just try and find the stats for this game so far. Actually, there was other games on tonight. So let's go through the other scores at half-time. So Eintracht Frankfurt are 1-0 up at home to Augsburg. Frankfurt are having a great season. They even beat Bayern Munich a few weeks back, as we did a watch-along for that. Let me check who scored for Frankfurt. It was Martin Hinteregger on the 37th minute. And that's the only goal so far between the two sides. And it's goalless at half-time between Arminia Bielefeld and FC Schalke, which FC Schalke basically being one game closer to that relegation to Bundesliga 2, which is a real shame, but they're only going in one direction. They just keep losing. But I guess the plus point for Schalke fans tonight is they're not losing at the moment. They're at least level with their opponents at half-time. But Bielefeld, of course, are in that area in the table as well. So they're not having an easy season. But I think Bielefeld have a bigger chance to stay up than Schalke do, that's for sure. And of course, the early results I've already mentioned: FC Cologne 2, RB Leipzig 1. And there are games tomorrow night. They're all kicking off at 7:30 UK time, that is. So in Germany, they'll kick off at 8:30. And that's Borussia Dortmund versus Union Berlin. Hoffenheim hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach. Mainz travelling to Werder Bremen in their attempt to try and stay up in the Bundesliga for another season. And Stuttgart taking on Wolfsburg as well tomorrow night. And there has been a game postponed. I don't know why, and that was supposed to take place in Berlin, and that was Hertha Berlin versus Freiburg. I'm not sure why that was postponed, but that's where we are. So that game will have to be replayed at some point before the season finishes next month. So of course we're getting to the end of the season now, aren't we? You know, Champions League is now into the semi-final stages. The FA Cup, we now know who the finalists are for that, which of course is Chelsea and Leicester City, which should be an absolute cracker. I think it will be a very good game. Carabao Cup finals this Sunday, which normally would have been done in February, but of course the schedule's been tight, so they've had to delay it. So yeah. I've just heard big news, guys, as well. There's big news coming out that apparently Yep, Ed Woodward has resigned from Manchester United. This has just come in. So Manchester United executive vice chairman to stand down at the... Oh, still for the rest of the year. As a Man United fan, I thought he was gone. He says he is to stand down at the end of this year. Now, why is that? It comes as widespread criticism of the proposed European Super League, with Manchester United, of course, being one of the 6 clubs to have signed up to it in England. Man City withdrawing. Woodward apparently has been in the role since 2012. He was set to leave at the end of the year, but the decision to announce his departure has been brought forward. Oh, so it was... So basically, it's probably news to us, but in the club, he was going to leave either way at the end of the year. Interesting. But he's going now because of this mess. So what does that mean? I'm afraid I don't know. I, for one, am glad. I don't like him. Ed Woodward, I think he's done business-wise and marketing-wise, I think Ed Woodward's done a great job. But in terms of the football side of things, he hasn't got a clue. This is a man who... His favourite sport, I believe, is rugby league. He doesn't even follow football before he got the job. He's a businessman. He worked for JP Morgan back in the 90s. So hence why that link-up is there, you could say, with him and JP Morgan and United getting involved with the European Super League and signing up to it with the Glazers as well. And he knew the Glazers, I think, so says it all. But let us know your thoughts, folks. That is the announcement. Ed Woodward will leave Manchester United by the end of 2021. So basically by the end of the year. It looked as though the plans were announced ages ago at United without the media knowing, behind closed doors kind of thing. And it looks as though he will be going at the end of the year either way. But it's been brought forward, the announcement, because of what's going on with the Europe Super League. And also that. We've got a message from Ashen saying, hello Ashen, how are you? Hope you're well. Are you watching the Bayern Munich game tonight? If so, what have you thought of the game so far? Nice first half from Bayern Munich, getting those 2 early goals. Greg Livingstone says, Schalke are too big of a club going down, but they have played terribly this season. They have. I don't know what's happened, because midway of last season, they were in the top 6. You know, at one point they were in touching distance of actually being top of the table. And then just under David Wagner, it just became a mess in terms of everything just went against him. Then he got sacked, and then there's been loads of other managers that have come in to try and turn the clock for them, but it just hasn't worked out, and then they've got sacked. So it's an absolute mess at the moment. Ashen says he's not watching the Bayern Munich game. You watching any games tonight, Ashen? Yeah, Greg Livingstone says Ed Woodward would be a good rugby league owner instead, whatever role he is at Man United. He's a businessman. I think rugby league is what he enjoys as a sport, but he's a businessman. He'll just go wherever he gets the big bucks from. He has no problems. Do get in touch on the live chat page, folks. I'm just reading more messages here on our chat page, on our group chat on WhatsApp. And there's a great... Let me try and show you this photo. Look at the Chelsea fans protesting outside Stamford Bridge. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see like a Grand Theft football poster which is quite funny. I quite like that. It's hilarious. Now I've blurred out. Hang on. I always hate when it blurs me out. It's so annoying. Let me just move myself a little bit. If it doesn't blur out, I don't know. It'll focus in just a moment. But yeah, Grand Theft Football with all the owners of those clubs. It's quite funny. According to one of my mates, says apparently United will be out by Friday, according to Lipton. I'm not sure. Yeah, according to Transfer News Live, which is on Twitter at Deadline Day Live, Manchester United will be leaving the European Super League with official confirmation set to be made before Friday. So, as a United fan, thank fuck, because I even put it out there yesterday in our show, Let's Talk Sports show that we had yesterday. Do check out on our channel, which was the debate of will the Super League happen, and I did come out and say that look, if Man United did end up playing even just one game of that European Super League, then I may have to change my club because I just can't support a club that doesn't think about the fans. But look at it now, it just takes one or two clubs to pull out, and now everyone's starting to pull out. So this European Super League looks to be short-lived, doesn't it? It looks like it'll only be a week old, and then it'll disappear. But I think we still need to see what happens in the aftermath. You know, what happens to these clubs. We'll find out. Oh, apparently Ed Woodward was planning to quit in the summer. So yeah, Ed Woodward is gone. I'm actually going to do something live on this group chat while we're also live. So let me just do something. Let me just... oh, come on. No, that doesn't work. Hang on. Folks, we'll be right back for the second half, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the second half, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome back. The second half has just started. Well, I'll say this now about these. I think it just makes it hilarious now that these teams that join the European Super League are now willing to leave. And to be honest with you, you kind of wonder what was the benefit of it. Greg Livingstone says David Wagner is really good. Is a really good manager. When he was at Huddersfield, when he kept them up, when they beat Chelsea to stay up. Yeah, he was. He is a good manager. I just think sadly for him at Schalke it just didn't work out. And then he asks, Jamie, why do you think the top 6 owners said in the first place we would play in this European Super League? Do you think it was the money, as the owner was greedy for money? Look, I don't know. We'll find out. I've got to that point now where I couldn't care what their motive is. It's just for money, I think. It could also be a stunt. Bayer Leverkusen with a corner, comes to nothing. And Alphonso Davies will start the attack here for Bayern Munich on his usual right-hand side. Let's talk more about this game. I've had enough of the Super League for tonight. We'll find out in the next few days. I reckon in the next week or so there will be no such thing as this Super League, the way it's going. At the end of the day, as long as all the English clubs pull out, I don't give a shit about the foreign teams. They can do whatever they like. But it'll make me laugh to see Prez's face, to see that it's not going to work. They scared us, but at this moment in time, it's not going to happen. Just simply not going to happen. Greg Livingstone asking, when is the next golf streaming at? The next golf stream will be most likely be the USPGA tournament, which is next month. That is the next major. That's the second major of the year. Bayer Leverkusen come out on the attack from the left-hand side, and it's going to be a goal kick for Bayern. One of my mates who's a Man United fan has just said to me, thank God Ed Woodward is gone. I just wonder if there's any more news. This evening just seems to be the news for everything in football. There's just more and more stuff coming out. I just can't believe how much stuff's been happening in the last 48 hours. It's been crazy. Greg Livingstone asking, have you ever been to a rugby league match? If not, I highly recommend it. It's so good and exciting. I have been to a few. I don't know if you've ever heard of the North Wales Crusaders. I've been to see them. I've been to see them a few times. But rugby league's one of those where if it was just rugby league, I think I would watch rugby league a lot more. But I'm more of a rugby union fan. I like rugby union. There's more contact and all that. Rugby league's just... I grew up with a family that didn't really... My dad followed rugby league, but that was it really. And I think football was more in my face to get into that. Same as rugby union really. I don't follow rugby union madly. I mainly just follow the international rugby. I think rugby league's one of those where I think I should probably try and watch it more to get it, but don't know if that would ever happen. Oh, Bayern Munich intercepted the ball in the box. Muller! Oh, tried to go into the bottom left corner as he was approaching the box into the right-hand side, and then the goalkeeper made the save. Important save, maybe, if Bayer Leverkusen have any chance of coming back into this, because I can't see them getting 2 goals here at Allianz Arena the way Bayern Munich are playing tonight. Yeah, Greg Livingstone says he has heard of North Wales Crusaders. I don't know how they're doing these days. I haven't watched them play in about 5 years at least. It's been a long time. And there's a foul from Pavard, I think, on Bailey. I'm not sure, but the referee has paused the game either way. And it's a free kick for Bayern, actually. So Muller takes it back to Boateng. And it's gone back into Bayern Munich's half. Bielefeld have now scored. They've broken the deadlock at home to Schalke. 1-0 up against Schalke after 55 minutes. So yet again, Schalke look like they're going to have another defeat to the tally for this season. I think it's fair to say that the Schalke fans just want the season to be over. I think they've been wanting the season to be over for a few good weeks now, because they ain't staying up. Here's Kimmich. He's got a chance for goal. Takes a deflection, and I think it will go behind for a corner. And Kimmich just stressing at the referee that it did come off for an opponent, and it will be a corner for Bayern Munich on the near side. They're in no rush to take it. They're just showing the Kimmich shot again. Oh, actually, I think they're calling for handball, because it hit the defender's knee and then it went up and then it hit the defender's hand, but it's ball to hand. It can't be a penalty. I think the referee's got the earpiece going for VAR team to check it, but well, I hope it's not a penalty. Nah, it looks as though it's just going to be a corner, which is good. Corner taken. And Bayern Munich, not a great chance there, and they're going to have another corner, but this time on the far side. Do get in touch on our live chat page, folks. And be sure to subscribe to the channel. Muller with the flick header across. Doesn't find anyone. And now it's Bailey who intercepts. Trying to get the counter-attack and going for Bayer Leverkusen. Only to be stopped. And now it's with Coman. Coman again as he picks up a pass from his teammate Boateng. It looks as though he might have been kicked in the back of the ankle there. Not sure if it's going to be a free kick or a throw-in, as the fouls. Oh, let's have a look. There's not much in that. It is going to be a free kick. Kimmich's to take it right in front of his manager of Hansi Flick. Of course, that's another thing I've been meaning to mention. Hansi Flick, I think I need to double check if it is official, but I believe he's going to leave at the end of the season. So does that mean he's going for the Germany job? Choupo-Moting is offside. Free kick for Leverkusen, and he was miles offside. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No goals to report since half time. It's Bayern Munich 2, Leverkusen 0. Goals coming from Choupo-Moting to start off the scoring, and then Joshua Kimmich with a strike outside the box, making it 2-0. And since then, it's been all Bayern Munich, really. They seem more hungry for the 3 points, especially after finding out that their title rivals RB Leipzig had lost earlier today away at FC Cologne. Now Frankfurt are now 2-0 up after 58 minutes by Leverkusen with Bailey. He scores, chips it over Neuer, but he's offside. He knew he was offside anyway, but he still tried to finish it off. Nice move. I don't know if he actually did score. It looked like it was going in when he chipped it over the goalkeeper, but then the camera shot was... It is offside either way. Muller couldn't find Choupo-Moting. It was a poor effort, but I think he was trying to just try and keep the ball in play. It was trying to go out for a throw-in by Leverkusen, then get it into the... Well, it's a long ball into the hands of Manuel Neuer. By Leverkusen, there's just not been much from them at all tonight. Bayern Munich just make sure that they didn't lose twice at home in a row against their rivals Leverkusen, and they've so far made sure it won't going to happen. Greg Livingstone says, do you feel David Alaba should get a contract extension? And have you seen Bielefeld? And do you think they would stay up? I feel they will stay up. Been really impressed with their season, drawn 3-3 against Munich. I've not seen enough of Bielefeld. I did watch that game when they got that draw against Bayern Munich in the snow. I remember because it was Bayern Munich's first game back after coming back from Qatar, winning the FIFA Club World Cup. So... yeah, I mean, Bielefeld are like Mainz, I think, where there's definitely a fighting spirit there for them to stay up. I need to check the Bundesliga table and see how they're doing, Bielefeld, but they probably will stay up, which would be an achievement for them, because I think, if I'm correct, they came straight from Bundesliga 2 last season. Alexo asking, please link site where I can watch in live this match. I can try. There's one that I'm using called Free Live Stream. Well, I'm not using it today. I've got a BT Sport app here to watch the game. I can have a look for you and put it in the live chat page. There you go, Lexa. I hope that helps. Greg Livingstone says, as it stands, if they win tonight, they go up to 14th in the league. Radke, well, I've just made a substitution by Leverkusen. As we're about to reach 60 minutes. Half an hour to go. Can Bayer Leverkusen turn this around? Again, I'll be very surprised because it's been all Bayern Munich tonight. Here they come now, Bayer, after making their first substitution of the evening. Now with Graven, now Bailey. He's got Musiala and Pavard in front of him to try and stop the ball going in. And instead, after all that, they've gone back to the halfway line with Graven. Now on the left wing. Tries to put a low ball across down the line to try and find... I think it's the substitute that's just come on. Actually, I've missed that completely. Bayer Leverkusen have made 3 substitutions. That's a lot of substitutions early on, but I don't know if... I can't remember if in Germany they have either a maximum of 3 subs or a maximum of 5. Ball comes in for Bayern. Doesn't find anyone in the box. I think Koeman's won a free kick here. And there will be a substitution. And it looks as though Bayern Munich are going to respond to Bayer Leverkusen with 3 substitutions as well. And it looks as though Leroy Sané is going to be one of them. So Boateng's gone off. Replaced by Goretzka, who I think has been a fantastic player this season. Nianzo's come on. Replaced Koeman. And of course, as mentioned, Leroy Sané has come on as well. And I think Joshua Kimmich's going to take this free kick. Muller goes off. Kimmich with the ball in. Now with Pavard as it's half cleared by Leverkusen. And Leverkusen have dealt with the free kick pretty well there. Has there been any other goals in the Bundesliga since we last checked? It's still 2-0 for Frankfurt against Augsburg. Who scored the second goal for Frankfurt? It was... who do you expect? Yep, it was Andre Silva. What a season he's having. I think, if I can remember, he's now the top goal scorer. I might be wrong. It's either him or Lewandowski, because he was second, Andre Silva at least. Let me Google that. Meanwhile, there's Musiala. Great run. Oh, he pats it to Goretzka. Oh, did it take a deflection? Because it went well wide at the end. And Goretzka is normally a lot better than that. Yeah, Lewandowski's still top. Actually, Haaland and Andre Silva are level. I don't know if this has been updated since Silva has scored tonight, but the one I'm checking is on the BBC Sport website. And Robert Lewandowski is 12 goals ahead of Haaland and Andre Silva because they're both on 23. And then Weghorst for Wolfsburg is 4th with 19. So the fact that Lewandowski is that far ahead already, even when he's injured, just shows what a season he's had. I mean, sadly for him, because they're not going to win the Champions League this season for Bayern Munich, I don't think he'll get a chance at the... He'll be up there for the Ballon d'Or, but I don't think he'll win it. Oh, hang on, here comes Choupo-Moting. Yes, he scores. 3-0. Oh, no, he's offside. He thought for a moment it counted, then he looked back and the linesman waved the flag for offside. Let me just check the replay. Ooh, I think he might be on. It'll be very close. But from the first time looking at the replay, I think Choupo-Moting might be onside, but Choupo-Moting's having a laugh about it, but I think he would have loved to have secured 2 goals at least tonight for his team. And I think he's done well. I think he's stepped up since Lewandowski's been injured. I think they are just double checking with the referee and the VAR team wherever they are based for this game, but they're going to check. Bit of a wait going on here. Looks like they're going to try and make sure, but from what I've seen, it looked like a goal. The Bayer Leverkusen manager's watching on. He's got an iPad next to him to see it. Taking their time with this. And I think, yeah, after all that, it's been disallowed, so it was offside. Referee didn't even check the monitor. Do get in touch with us on the live chat page. Greg Livingstone says, I have checked the Bundesliga website, and there are 5 points ahead of the relegation playoffs. That's Bielefeld. So feel they can only get into the relegation playoffs. They would not go down automatically. Well, it's better than automatic, isn't it, I guess? I do quite like the idea of automatic playoff. Interesting stat. Bayern Munich's attacking zones, both on the left and the right wings, been 38%, but in the middle on the left and the right of the midfield, it's been 12%. So the stats are matching each other there for the midfield and the wings for the action areas for Bayern Munich. I couldn't care too much about the action areas, but if those stats interest you, that I've just shared that with you. They've got a corner here, Bayern, on the far side. It's put in by Kimmich. Not a bad corner. Sane! Oh, volleyed effort way outside the box. If that had somehow found the net, it just went over the crossbar. If he had scored that, that would have been some goal. And I don't blame him because the goalkeeper wasn't on his line. Would have been a great goal. By Leverkusen, short goal kick. Defensive line just trying to hold the ball a bit more. Sarab Dana Wade says, K, come on please, T. Oh, hang on, here comes Bailey. Brings the ball in. Oh, it's hit the crossbar. Oh, by Leverkusen. Nearly had a goal back there. The cross came in from Bailey, and then one of the players, I'm not sure who it was, got to the end of it, but hit the crossbar. I think it bounced and then hit the crossbar, and this time Bayer Leverkusen have another shot, but it goes wide, and it'll be a goal kick. But it'll give the Bayern Munich team to think about it, because, you know, they may be 2-0 up. But the last thing they would want is a goal back here from Bayer Leverkusen, because we've still got over 20 minutes to be played. I think it was Wendell. Was it Wendell? Emery has just come on for Bender for Bayer Leverkusen. Sarab saying, come on, common points? What do you mean by common points? Let us know. Do get in touch on the live chat page, folks. Here comes Coman. Yeah, Greg Livingstone says, yes, I like relegation playoffs because whoever is the third bottom team, they played where the... Oh, I was just deleted, he's retracted his message, so I wasn't able to read the full message there. Bayern Munich now on the halfway line. Just under 20 minutes to go until we reach the 90, and Bayern Munich, no goals. Sarab saying, Kay, come on, please tell me him points. I'm not sure what you mean, I'm afraid. Give me more context if you can. I think Bayern Munich have a free kick. Ooh. Here come Bayern Munich now on the left wing with Musiala. Wins a free kick. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Kimmich with the free kick. Comes into the box, straight at the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper doesn't want to mess around. He wants to get that ball out of the box as quick as he can. 17 minutes to go. Greg Livingstone looks as though he's edited his message and has sent it out again, saying, I like the relegation playoffs because whoever is the third bottom have to wait until the top 4 team in Bundesliga 2 play each other, and whoever win the match between the team who win the final match. Here come Bayern again. Musiala. Oh, I thought he scored. Oh, I thought he scored then from the angle I'm watching the game on. That'd have been some goal, and he would have loved to have successfully get another goal after scoring 2 against Wolfsburg last Saturday, which, of course, without Musiala, they might have lost at Wolfsburg. Oh, long ball into Bailey in the box. Looks for a cross. And now a shot. Oh, Neuer had to make the save. That was a great strike from Amory, who's just come on. And he tried to get into the top corner of the net. But Neuer was able to make the save. He couldn't pick up the ball, so he instead poked the ball out for a corner. And we're just about to reach 75 minutes here. So if Bayer Leverkusen can find a goal now, it would certainly make the last quarter of an hour very interesting. Short corner taken for a chance for the ball to go into the box. It's straight at Neuer. He had to make the save. I wonder if it was on target. And it's been picked up on the rebound by Bailey outside the box. Now Amory, who nearly got a goal back for Bayer Leverkusen. And now a ball across the face of goal, but no Leverkusen players there to make the connection and try and score the first goal of the game. Sarab saying how many times this match was finished. This match hasn't finished yet. We've still got around 16 minutes left to be played. If that's what you're wondering. The clock's above me on the screen. That's the match clock. Of course, do join us this Sunday. We'll be doing the Women's Champions League with Bayern Munich up against Chelsea this Sunday. It kicks off at 4 o'clock, so do join us for that. Here comes Alphonso Davies, makes the cross in. Gretzka with a bit of room. Instead, he leaves it for Choupo-Moting. Now Sane. Oh, and he's hit it way over the bar. It's gone and hit Rose Z. That was a terrible shot. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, but it probably sums up Sane at Bayern Munich this season. I think he's been a good player, but we haven't seen that finish in him. He just can't seem to finish the chances, even when it's there on a plate for him. He just can't seem to do it. But you can tell from his face, he is trying, he is doing his best. But he just needs to be a bit more clinical. Maybe he just needs the season to be over and he can try and improve things. There's a great picture that's just come out from Gary Neville's Instagram account. And it's to the Super League with the emoji of 2 champagne glasses. And it's just a picture of him drinking some wine. Yeah. Super League is dying. Didn't last long at this rate. So in case you haven't seen the news, Chelsea and Man City that look like to be the first teams to pull out. Atletico Madrid look like they might join that as well, with Man United apparently will pull out come Friday. I'm not sure why it's Friday. There might be a few reasons, but someone reckons it could be because of the stock market. I don't know. No idea, but at least we're seeing the light, you could say. Just about 12 minutes to go. Looks as though Bayern Munich are willing to make more substitutions. So that is, I have to keep reminding myself. So in the Premier League, you can only have 3 substitutions at the moment, but you can have 5 for Bayern Munich. For the Bundesliga and the UEFA Champions League. I have to keep reminding myself because I always forget how the rules work in some leagues at the moment. I think they will change this for next season when the seasons are back to the normal schedule. Hopefully, I'm sure COVID. Hopefully, hopefully it's not a commentator's curse what I'm saying, but I'm hoping that COVID we've seen the worst of it. Now Bayern, and now Musiala has a shot, good save. Sane picks it up, just on the right hand side, outside the box. Musiala has been a great player to watch. Interesting comment here from Greg Livingstone saying, Jamie, I have no idea why Sarr, as we all know him from Watford, says he's wondering why he's not playing for a Premier League club. Would you take him if you had a chance? There is a lot of potential being talked about Sarr, and I must admit, because he's been in the Championship, all season. I would have thought it was a good opportunity for... Emery yet again is rattling Neuer, but Neuer makes a save. It bounced to Neuer, and then he just pushed the ball out like that. He couldn't deal with the shot. I think it was because of a late bounce. Yeah, it was a late bounce on Neuer, which surprised him a little bit. And Bayern Munich are making another substitution here. I think this is their 4th substitution, and it's Pavard who will come off. Yeah, they're going to make a double substitution, so I think this will... Looks as though they're trying out some of the youth players. I think some of the faces we don't usually see regularly in the first team of Bayern Munich, which is good to see from Hansi Flick. So Sarr coming on and is now replacing Pavard. Is this why Sarr's come up, Greg? Is it because you've just seen another Sarr come out on the pitch? Scott coming on for Musiala. So a good day for Musiala. I know he didn't score, but it was good to see him in the starting lineup, which just shows, you know, that experience will certainly help him get that senior experience that he's been looking for. Sane, now Kimmich. Only to lose the ball now. Here's Bayer Leverkusen. If they can get a goal here, no. Only to be read by David Alaba. And now Sarr intercepts, gives away a throw-in, but I think he'll take that to just stop that pace from Bayer Leverkusen. Wendel's just come on for Sint-Graven for Bayer Leverkusen just before Bayern Munich take this throw-in. But yeah, going back to Sarr at Watford, I'm surprised no Premier League has picked him up because of the potential he has. And you can get him cheap if he's at a Championship club at the moment. But now Watford might get into the Prem. Goretzka shot over the bar. Goal kick for Leverkusen. Sarab Dano Wade says, "Hi sir, I am just now subscribed to your channel. Love you sir. I also watch you live tackle streaming." Have you subscribed? Because I haven't. We're still at 812. Thank you if you have subscribed though, Sarah. Much appreciated. Where are you from? Let us know where you're from. Here come Bayer Leverkusen. It's in the box, but Neuer will pick it up. First touch wasn't the best from their main man up front of Schick. I'm not saying this game is over yet because Bayer Leverkusen in the last few minutes have certainly been pumping the ball up a bit more and have had a bit more pace and have had some shots rattle Neuer, the goalkeeper, which when you're rattling the goalkeeper, you know you're getting there to finding that first goal. Here comes Emery. Now onto the right wing. Cross is deflected. Leverkusen have a corner as we reach 85 minutes. So at this moment in time, if the table stands like this, Bayern Munich will be 10 points clear of Leipzig and Leverkusen will be in 6th place, 2 points behind Dortmund and 7 behind Wolfsburg, while Frankfurt will go into 3rd if they win tonight. Header comes across. Oh, that's a free shot. Was he offside anyway? Close range from goal. I think he would have been offside. Yeah, easily. Yeah, he was way offside. Still missed it though, on the bounce. And that was tap sober. Goal kick for Bayern Munich. Just kills time for them right now. Hansi Flick, of course, expected to leave after this season as Bayern Munich manager, so he would love to, of course, which I'm sure he's definitely got hands on, which is the Bundesliga title. But at this rate, that's probably the only trophy they're going to win at the end of the season, because they're out of the Champions League. They're not in the German Cup anymore. Sarab is from India. Hello from India. Hello to India, sorry. We do get a few people from India watching us, so appreciate that you're enjoying the stream. And there's a corner here for Bayern Munich. Sarab says, love from India. Ah, love from England, Sarab. Who's your team? Who do you support? And we are at 813 subscribers, so thank you very much for subscribing. We're just two subscribers away from 815, so do click that subscribe button. Corner here for Bayern Munich. Can they get it to 3-0? Corner comes in from Kimmich, and it ends up being nothing, but Sane will pick it up on the other side of the field. And I think there's a free kick here for Leverkusen. Yep, it is. It's inside their own half, but all of a sudden they've lost the possession, and now the ball's forward to Sane. Oh, the ball got a bit of a deflection off him, so that stopped the pace, but he finds Choupo-Moting. It's too long for him, and the ball's gone behind for a goal kick to Leverkusen. I do like Sane. I was quite surprised when he left Man City, but you can sort of see why Pep let him go. I've seen enough of him this season to think he's not good enough. Greg asking me who knocked out Bayern Munich in the German Cup. I can't remember the team's name, so they were clearly not in the Bundesliga, but I think they were in the second. They were in like the third division, the third tier of German football. So it was obviously a big shock, and it was one of those teams I never heard of before. A minute to go. How much added time will there be? It's on the halfway. Like Bayer Leverkusen, I've won a throw-in. 30 seconds to go. I think Bayer Leverkusen second half, they've been a much better team. I think unfortunately a couple of their shots have been saved by Neuer, and that's it really. They hit the crossbar as well. Sarab is saying that he is supporting Bayern FC. Well, you'll be delighted, won't you, with this scoreline at the moment with just seconds to go. Bayern Munich very close now to another Bundesliga title. We do, since you're new to the channel, Sarah, we do Bundesliga watch-alongs on the channel. We do as many as we can. We also do Formula 1, tennis, rugby, golf. Hoping to do MotoGP soon. Saab asking whom you supporting. I'm a neutral for this game. There's been 3 minutes of added time given. That's more than the first half. There was no added time in that first half. I'm a Man United fan normally, Sarah, but to be honest with you, I do like Bayern Munich. I like the club. I like the way it's ran. But I like most. In terms of team in Germany, though, my team is much a Gladbach. Just because I went there and I really enjoyed the experience and I fell in love with the club. And I think if you fall in love with a club, then they're your team, especially for me in Germany, anyway. And I think Bayern Munich have got a free kick here. 1 minute and 20 gone in the added time. 3 minutes of added time. And Bayern Munich won't really care too much about this free kick. Just killing time now to seal the deal. Ball comes in and I think, Gretzka. I don't think he got the contact behind the ball that he wanted as the cross came in for him from the free kick from Kimmich. It was a nice cheeky ball in. Just couldn't stretch his leg out enough to get to the ball and make it 3-0 to Bayern. Greg Livingstone says, I look up who was the team that knocked out Bayern Munich, and it was a team called Holstein Kiel, who play in the Bundesliga 2, and they have Dortmund in the semi-finals in the German Cup. Interesting. So they're still going. So imagine if they beat Dortmund and reach the final. That'd be a great moment for the club and for Bundesliga 2. We love an upset, don't we? We love a cup upset no matter where it is. Can't beat an underdog story. Free kick for Bayern. About 20 seconds to go. This is probably the last kick of the game. Kimmich tries to pump it up forward for Choupo-Moting to chase, but it's going to go out for a throw-in in line with their own penalty area. At full time in just a moment we'll look at the stats, and as I say that, it is full time at the Allianz Arena, and Bayern Munich get the important win to very much just seal the deal on the Bundesliga title, because their title rivals of RB Leipzig, they lost earlier today away at FC Cologne. 2-1 it was there, but Bayern Munich have won here tonight 2-0 against Bayer Leverkusen. It was a first half show from the hosts, and it was enough to get the 3 points, and now the gap between Bayern Munich and Leipzig is 10 points, and with 6 games to go, it looks as though Bayern Munich are yet again going to win the Bundesliga. So it's over here at the Allianz Arena. The goals in the first half, and the only goals in the game, coming from the first goal came from Choupo-Moting, who I think's done a great job being their main centre forward since Lewandowski has been injured. Some of the shirts being swapped on the pitch. Leroy Sané having words with one of the Bayer Leverkusen players. Hansi Flick shaking hands with some of the Leverkusen players, probably telling them that they played a good game, maybe. So yeah, but yeah, I think Choupo-Moting's done alright. Scored 2 goals in that European tie against PSG in both legs, but sadly wasn't enough to get them through to the semi-finals. But I think he's done okay for Bayern Munich this season. He's obviously not as good as Lewandowski, but I don't think he's done too badly up front either. So yeah, they're just showing replays of the game again. They're showing the Choupo-Moting goal at first, which was within 7 minutes, which of course Thomas Muller got the ball in the box and had a poke at goal, but it was saved, and then Choupo-Moting scored the rebound. And they're just showing it again. Muller was onside, and then Choupo-Moting scoring with the rebound. Couldn't really miss with the goalkeeper off his line and out of position. And then the second goal coming 6 minutes later from the German midfielder Joshua Kimmich after picking up from a loose ball and then just striking it into the bottom left corner of the net. And that was it, really. It was over. Bayer Leverkusen had moments. They could have turned it around. They made Neuer make a few saves in the second half. I'd actually say Bayer Leverkusen played a lot better in the second half. But Bayern Munich, at the end of the day, they took their chances. And they're showing the Bellarabi double chance again. And this is when he hit the crossbar after picking up a cross from Bailey. And then it was back with Bailey again on the left wing. And then he crossed it to Bellarabi. And then this time his shot just went past the post. Sarab says, "Sir, do you know about Mumbai City?" I have heard of Mumbai City. Do they play in the... Is it the Indian Premier League? Apologies if I've named it wrong, but I've heard of... I know there's a big league in India to do with football. How big is it? Is it big in India? Is it you know, is it... It's probably not as big as the cricket when it comes to the Indian Premier League, because that, of course, is a massive cricket event on the cricket calendar. That's for sure. Of course, it's happening as we speak. The IPL. And Surab says, "Sir, there is birthday in my country." So is it your birthday? If so, Sarab, happy birthday. How old are you? And he asks, please just say Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, there you go. Hope I've said that as you hoped. And then looking at the table, so Bayern Munich 10 points clear of RB Leipzig. Frankfurt got their win, so they now go to 56 points, which now they're 5 points behind Leipzig. Can you imagine if Frankfurt can somehow pip Leipzig to second place? Wolfsburg 4th, 2 points behind Frankfurt. But they've got a game in hand over Frankfurt, and I think they do play tomorrow night. I'll check the fixtures in just a moment. But at the rock bottom of the table, in 18th, it's Schalke, 13 points behind Hertha Berlin and FC Cologne. So it was a big win for FC Cologne today, which is amazing because a few weeks ago, Cologne were actually 12th. You know, they were doing okay, but now they're in the relegation spots, while Hertha Berlin are in the playoff spot because they've got a better goal difference. So yeah, incredible. Oh, excuse me. Sarab says, "I'm so happy, sir. Love you." Love you too, Sarab. And asks, which team do you like in the Indian Premier League? I don't really have a favourite. I think for me it's probably Bangalore. Bangalore is in the team with Virat Kohli in it. Just because of that. I loved it when they had Kohli and Chris Gayle in that team. I mean, imagine them two as you in your team as the opening batsman partnership. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely amazing. So that's probably my team. Anyway, I think just before we go, I'll go through the final results today in the Bundesliga, and then I think we'll call it a day on this live watch along. So, as already said, Bayern Munich 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0, Frankfurt winning 2-0 against FC Augsburg, and Bielefeld getting an important win over Schalke, who are already doomed and are heading to Bundesliga 2. Bielefeld win by 1-0. And then the rest of the fixtures taking place in midweek kick off tomorrow at 8:30 Germany time, but in terms of UK time where I'm based, the games will kick off at 7:30, and that is Borussia Dortmund against Union Berlin, Hoffenheim hosting Borussia Mönchengladbach, Mainz will travel to Werder Bremen, and Wolfsburg will travel to Stuttgart. So, and the unscheduled one is Hertha Berlin and Freiburg, because the game was postponed, but I'm not sure why it was postponed. So I can't tell you that right in front of me. But so yeah, those were the fixtures coming up. I've told you the results, told you the table, and I think we're going to come to the end of our watch along. So thank you very much for watching tonight's game. So Bayern Munich, the kings of Germany, yet again, of just a few wins away from retaining that Bundesliga title. Can anyone stop them next year? We'll find out. But at the end of the day, football's the winner in Germany because none of them have decided to go into the European Super League. So just from that, we have a lot of respect. Anyway, thank you very much, folks. See you later, and we'll see you in the next watch along. So do join us tomorrow for Man City women versus Chelsea women. The game kicks off at 6 p.m. UK time. And don't forget to subscribe. See you later.